Alright, my people, welcome back. This is going to be episode number 5, I believe. Key levels, as you can see. Honestly, let's just get straight into it. I've been loving doing this series. I know you guys have been appreciating it too. Yeah. So, a quick reminder, right? A couple people asked me, quickly explain TP and SL again. So, I must have not explained it well or something. But essentially, the best I can explain is a TP is basically an automatic procedure, which is basically an AI. So let's say you set your TP here and price is here. Once it tags there, automatically it will close out your trade in profit. And SL is literally the opposite. So let's say you're not at charts, you set your stop loss below, and then if price comes down to that price level where your SL is, then it will take you out. So likewise, TP is take profit, SL is stop loss. So it's just an automatic procedure instead of you having to manually close it out essentially. Another thing I forgot to mention was how how long the markets are open for. So for the futures market and for the forex market and for everything that you're going to be trading and that you need to worry about, it's going to be open 24/5. So 24/7. I mean 24 hours in a day, and 5 days a week. So it's not going to be open on the weekend, and that's probably why you guys see that the time is not counting or its price isn't playing on the weekend. It's because it's closed. Anyway, now that's done, let's just get straight into what a key level is. So a key level is literally just a high and a low. It's just a level basically. So I'm gonna go on the charts right here. As you can see, here are highs and lows. I'm sure you guys have identified this before. If not, then keep practicing. So here's a low, here's a high, here's a high, and here's a low, here's a low, here's a low. Okay, I'm gonna mark it out a bit more just so you guys can see. So look, here's a high, okay, because price comes up and then drops down. Here's another high because price comes up and drops down. Here's another high, price comes up and drops down. Here's another high, price comes up and drops down. As you can see, this little pattern, okay? So a high is basically when price comes all the way up just for it to drop down. And this is what it looks like, just like this, okay? Let me draw that a bit more clearer, my bad. It's literally just this high. So you can mark it out with a line, with a box, anything you want. Here's the high. So price comes up, comes back down. It doesn't matter how down it comes, but it has to come up and down, like a little formation, okay? So look, like this would be the high. This right here. Okay, now for the lows, lows are literally price comes down, then comes up. So simple. You guys just need to keep seeing it and keep doing it repetitively. Just keep spotting it in the market and it will become second nature essentially. So look, price comes down and then comes up a little bit. That's a small low, okay? Price comes down, comes up. Another low. Price comes down, comes up. Can you see that? Price comes down, two bearish candles, and then after that, a lot of long candles, okay? So that's a low. Price comes down, price comes up. That's another low. Price comes down, price comes up. That's another low. As you can see, it's all super simple. You guys just need to practice it. Just keep doing what I'm doing essentially. Keep identifying highs and lows, and you'll get used to it. So look, price comes up, price comes down. That's a high. Likewise, price comes down, price comes up. That's a low. Now we want to do this. What you want to do it on is the 1 hour. You want to practice it on the 1 hour. Why? Because that's going to get into our strategy a bit later on. But keep practicing it and doing it on the 1 hour. Now you will see it on every time frame, but I'm saying on the 1 hour because it's more relevant to the strategy. The next thing I was going to mention, right, is how to pair key levels with our daily bias. So remember, as I said in last video, rewatch if you haven't, or watch if you haven't watched it at all. As I said was, let me just delete all these drawings. As I said was, you need to look for the past 3 daily candles, and that will tell you the bias. So as you can see right here, what are the past 3 candles saying? Yesterday, the day before that, and the day before that, all bearish. Even the one before that is bearish. So what does that tell me? Today I'm looking for shorts, even though it wasn't and I didn't get a trade. That's why I'm going to look for shorts, just because of the previous few candles essentially. So what we do now, after we figure out the daily bias, right? The daily bias right now is shorts, right? It's bearish, it's sells only. So I want to stick to that. I want to only look for shorts. So in this day, I first go to the daily, and then after that I go to the 1 hour. And then all I'm looking for is lows that I want to spot. Okay, like I'm not going to tell you the next step, but make sure you guys practice this. So figure out what the daily bias is, and then look for lows to get broken in that direction. Make sure that if the daily bias is bearish, then you look for lows to get broken. I'm going to write it down for you guys. Make sure you take notes on this. One sec. So if daily bias is bearish, then look for lows. So mark out lows. If daily bias is bullish, then look for highs. Okay, look, screenshot that, take notes, whatever. But anyway, as I was saying, right, looking at the daily, we're gonna use today's example. So look, past few days it's bearish, so we can configure that the daily bias is bearish. So in this case, what do? If daily bias is bearish, then I look for lows. So I'm gonna mark out all of the lows that I can see. What lows can you see? I'm going to use this because I prefer it a lot. It's called the horizontal ray. Come here and then press this little button right here and look for horizontal ray. So essentially, I'm going to mark out all the lows. So where's the low that I see? So price comes up. Over here. Price comes up, comes down a little bit, and then it comes back up again. Remember, as I said, it comes down, comes up. What does that form? It forms a low. So I'm going to place my ray right there, my line right there. There's not much here, to be honest, but there's a big one right here. So look, price comes down, and then price comes up. What's this right here? This is a major low, a swing low, you could say. Any of these are lows, okay? Let's just look for some more. So there's a low right here. Comes down, comes up. That's a low right here. So in this state, I'm looking for price. Well, I'm not going to say too much yet because that's for next episode. But essentially, you just want to find the daily bias, whether it's bullish or bearish, and then find lows or highs in that direction. That's the homework for this video. So just remember this. Make sure this is key. If daily bias is bearish, then look for lows. If the daily bias is bullish, then look for highs. So let's go to a bullish example. Alright, so over here we can see it's bullish, right? The daily bias. So let me go into the 1 hour. So that's on the daily. I find my daily bias and then I go to the 1 hour. Now I'm on the 1 hour. What am I looking for? I'm looking for highs, because look what it says. If daily bias is bullish, then look for highs. So I'm looking for highs. I don't see any yet. What's this? So price comes up and then down. That's a high right here. Let's mark it out. Do we see any other ones? Price comes up and then price comes down. That's a high. That's another high right here. I hope you guys can see that. Let me just delete this one. But look, price comes up and then price comes down. That's a high right here. You mark that out, okay? Because daily bias is bullish. However, if it was bearish, like over here, I can just tell just from experience. Let me just show you guys. But look, over here it's bearish, right? Because 3 candles consecutively is bearish. So I'm looking for sells the next day. So I'm looking for lows. So what are the lows that I can spot? Price comes down, price comes up. So what's that right here? That's a low. Price comes down, price comes up. What is that right here? That's a low. Guys, just keep marking out like that. That's your homework essentially. Just keep doing that. Let me know if you guys get stuck. I can help you. I don't mind. And please ask questions and let me know of anything that I can improve on, whether it's the mic, whether it's how I explain it, whether I'm going too fast, anything. Please, that would be much appreciated. But yeah, that was a quick short video. Next lesson, it's going to be very good because they all start clicking. I know right now you're thinking, what the hell, this doesn't really make sense. Just keep practicing what I said, even though it doesn't make sense right now, but it will when the rest of the series is uploaded. Anyway, with that said, thank you guys, appreciate it, love.